What's up, everybody? Matt back here. Today is race day. We're going up to Northwest Florida Speedway. First time being there. It's almost 9 a.m. Starting to button the car up. Just put that other panel on over there. Getting ready to put this one on. Courtney and I bled all the brakes this morning. That was interesting. So, got them calipers, rebuilt, new pads, new rotors. We're having a metric crap ton of air in this system. Then just communication between her and I was interesting. She's never bled brakes before, so I was like, do you have a pedal? She's like, yeah, there's a pedal right here. It's like that kind of stuff. I was like, is the pedal getting hard? She's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to push. I'm like, well, was it harder than you started? It was hard, but she's learning, and I really appreciate her effort out here, because I definitely wouldn't have done it, be able to do it by myself. So anyways, car's getting back together. I got all my tires prepped and grooved. Getting ready to put them on the car. We're gonna put the car down on the ground, check over camber caster toe, ride heights. I changed the oil and spark plugs out, so I'm gonna crank the car, let it warm up a little bit with the new plugs in and stuff, make sure it runs good, and check the oil level. I put 7 quarts in, but when I let it run for a couple minutes, it wasn't quite up to temp. I looked at the level and it was kind of coming out of the drain pan check level plug, kind of right there. That's the plug there. So you got the drain plug, and then you got the level plug. It's kind of coming out a little bit at the top. According online, that should be about a 1/4 inch below. And I mean, GM recommends putting 8 quarts in, and I put 7 in. Even in the filter, I filled up the filter holds about half a quart, 3/4 of a quart. So I just put a full 7 quarts in, including the filter, and we're kind of overflowing. So I let it drain a good minute. Nothing else is coming out. So I don't know, maybe I just didn't get everything. So yeah, like I said, we'll get her cranked and put back together, and we'll see what we're doing. I also got the GoPro mount up right there. My little Hero Session is charging. Screen's kind of cracked, so the quality isn't going to be great. I don't know where we packed away those extra lenses. They're also a pain in the butt because they got tiny, itty bitty, tiny Torx bits on there to get those out, and those are probably stripped on that one. Kind of looking around on eBay, Facebook Marketplace for like some used GoPros, because those just go to crap once they're on the car. Like, they get cracked, they just get beat to heck. So I ain't too worried if we mess that one up, but I do really want to see like track position and what my hands are doing, like how I'm pulling the car in the corners, and if it's just me making the car loose with just being really aggressive on the wheel, or like I don't have the car underneath me. You can really tell that by having this kind of view. And honestly, it's my biggest setup tool too. Like, I think the car's pushing well. It's pushing because I ain't really driving the car. I'm just kind of not really pushing the car hard, because you really have to drive these cars kind of like you're pissed off. You have to run these cars for them to work. All right, so it's about 11:30. Car's back down on the ground on its own weight. Starting to get things lined up. I mean, this is pretty much what I take to the track. So I bring a spare now that I had an extra wheel mounted up, another tire. This is gonna be just in case this right front rubs. Then we're gonna pull that one off, slap this tire on, bump that one over that one, put that back on the left front. Some fuel. I got about 10 gallons. So after the last race, we didn't really use that much fuel. Maybe 5, maybe 10 gallons at max. I'm gonna go across the scales. I'm gonna go through check, see how much we are weighing, because I don't want to be weighing too much. We gotta be it's 2350, I think, is the minimum weight. And I think they just kept giving me a thumbs up every time I went by. I'm like, I want to know how close I am, you know. So we didn't put no fuel in yet. We're gonna go across tech, let them tell me how much I do weigh. If I'm too light, I'll be like, well, I didn't put fuel in it yet. So yeah, we got fuel, got the generator I talked about in the last video. This is just a box of tools here. Just a bunch of tools, some gear oil, brake cleaner, brake fluid. Really, I got like scrapers and rags. Get the grinder in there, throw the impacts, and I got some cleaners, Simple Green, WD-40. That's what I use to spray down the car before I go out on the muddy track, and some window cleaner, my iron. I got a spare shock. This was my lift shock on my left rear that we can't run, but just in case we end up, for some other reason, knock on wood, we bust a shaft off the shock, we need to get the car on the trailer, I'll put that on there just to get the car on the trailer, you know, not to really run with. Air compressor, light. I got some gears, my stagger, gauge, scrapers, tire stuff, toe plates. Those are good to have, and those can fit anywhere, you know. You can just slip those in behind anything. Good to have on hand just in case you knock wheels of somebody, check your toe real quick. Just a bucket of spare bolts and stuff. You know, this is my pit fighting hammer here, you know. And then safety equipment, and then my heavy ass jack. This guy, I bought the wrong one. Don't buy this one from Hard Freight if you're looking for a track jack. This is not the one you want. This one is, it's heavy. It is a heavy beast. And then jack stands, of course. Them are also the recalled ones from Harbor Freight. I ain't ever returned mine, but whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much what I bring. I got a cooler full of waters and beer. And I mean, I gotta kind of watch what I bring too. I can't be bringing the whole shop because I'm only towing with an F-150, and we have a weight limit on it. I mean, we're towing a late model with an F-150. Here's our trailer. I got the battery charger for the winch right now. Got it charged. It's got a solar charger up top, but it ain't really been, I don't know if it's working. I mean, the thing's never died on me. But anyway, he's getting ready to start loading all this crap up in there and start getting organized. And I gotta crank the car, let it run up a little bit, check oil still, and yeah, I might cruise around, kind of break these brakes in a little bit, drag them, come to a couple of abrupt stops, just to really seat those pads in there, and hopefully, you know, we find out they don't come dragging again. Because when we were doing that brake bleed, it kind of was coming down to the caliper, not the caliper, the master cylinder. So I'm gonna get one on order for next week, just to replace it and then have that one as a backup or a spare if that one is working. I just want to have, like, you know, ease of mind. Well, we made it to Northwest Florida Speedway. It's got a lot of banking to it, and it's wide. It is wide. It looks like a bowl. It's on the track. You can run it off in here. It is thick.
We know that Jay-Zeno's got to get around the Speedway. Here we go, we got the green flag in the air, giving it to him. That's the little Jay-Zeno.
gotta be me, because I would throw it in, it's set real good, and it would kind of like just push back up the track, and I have to kind of steer it back down. When I started going in just full throttle and kind of just barely easing out and getting back into it, it felt better towards the end. Maybe I was just getting my turns better, but I don't know. I think it was just a hammer down track, and towards the end I figured out it was a hammer down track. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know where to enter the corners, like marks wise. But yeah.
What are you looking for?
Make a right front shock, left front shock change. That was much better. Track wasn't greasy, and I felt like I was driving the corners better. But started first, got third. I got past on the first lap. I didn't really know where the start cone was. I missed driver's speed. But yeah, I mean, got third, and these guys in my heater, it's going to be against in my feature. I guess I'm starting third in the feature. I don't know how they do that here. Maybe a redraw. Who knows? But car felt a lot better. It didn't feel as tight. I kind of had her flat-footed all around the whole track, kind of letting out a little bit, and the car would rotate too much. Other than that, it was pretty good. fifth?
Fourth.
No, I think we got fifth. It's making too many mistakes. Trying to get around that 90 car. I had speed in 3 and 4. There was just slop down there. I spinning through the wheels. I don't know. Well, it is 12 o'clock, almost 12 o'clock. Car's on the trailer in one piece. We went 4 wide. There's a little bit of a crinkle here. I think they we're about 4 wide. And I was like in the middle. We got a little bit messed up here, right there. Door's a little messed up here, and then right here. And like the first corner of the first lap, I think we went 4 wide. And it was like, what the heck are these guys doing? I mean, you know, you got 19 other laps to try to, you know, get up to the front. And I started 3rd. And everybody just went for it, I guess. So I kind of heard some tinking going on towards the end of the race. So maybe something got busted loose. I think it sounded like maybe a support bar or something vibrating or coming loose. I gotta take a look. It's pretty dark out here right now. Got it under the carport because it's supposed to rain. Anyways, tomorrow I'm just gonna pull the car out, wash it. This is where I wash it, right here. But yeah, we got to end up 4th. I ain't happy with that. I wanted 3rd because I really wanted a freaking trophy. I don't care about the money. I think 3rd paid like $240, and then I got 160 for 4th. So the money would have helped a lot, especially since I got to either send that right front shock out to get reworked, and I need to change the spring on, I think. And I'm going to rebuild this nose. I'm going to take this nose apart, kind of just get us some more clearance, because we were rubbing. That tire's junk now too, and we rubbed a hole straight through this quarter panel, so I'm gonna have to build a new one. Not really happy about it, but that's racing. That's just getting this car figured out, seeing what it likes. I'm gonna go back, watch this GoPro footage, watch from the stands and the GoPro footage, watch it probably a million times, you know, my hot laps, heat race, and main, just to take notes, learn from it. That's all we can do, you know. That's your best feedback right there, is your onboard footage. So not happy with 4th. I think we definitely had a 3rd place car. The 1st place car, Frank Wilson's son, is fast. Like, I think he lapped me with 1 to go or something. Because we had that caution at the beginning, and then it was just green flag from there on out. I just couldn't get a clean run on that white car to pass him cleanly. I'd get him in 3 and 4, and then 1 and 2 he kind of just stay the same. Maybe you get me a little bit better in 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 I'd reel back in on him, and I just couldn't see the deal. If I would have been a little more aggressive and used up my right side, I probably would have done it, but I don't want to junk anyone else's stuff, and I don't want to junk my stuff. So I'm fine with it. It's all right. I'm learning. 2nd race, 1st full main event. I'm a little sore. Track was starting to develop some character there towards the end. A little rough. Started slicking off. Other than that, car felt good. Other than the right front, if I went in a little hard, it'd hit and it'd shove up the track. But we'll get that figured out. We can't run bumps on them. We can't run shims. So we can't stack springs. We can't do nothing. So we got to figure something out there. But I appreciate y'all sticking with me. I'm going to add all the racing footage into this video, so it might be a little longer. If you made it this far, you're awesome. There's a bunch of other things you could be doing with your time other than watching my crappy old YouTube videos, but I just really appreciate it, fellas. If you would, just like that button. Leave me a comment what you think, what I could do better. Courtney's been helping a lot with this vlogging. And yeah, I don't know if we'll be racing next weekend. I definitely won't be racing the following weekend, so I kind of want to race next weekend. But we'll see how the car looks once I start tearing into it in the morning. All right, fellas, y'all take it easy.